I mean, your pedigree is quite stunning because Raja and Mayhem are your drag mothers?
Yes. That story is crazy.
Well, tell me.
Well, so I knew I wanted to do drag after seeing Raven perform at Peanuts.
Okay.
And she did the Sarah McLachlan number. It was so gorgeous. She had all these flowers all over her bodice and her thing, and it was, of course, a ballad. And it touched me in a way that I had never felt before. I knew at that point that drag was going to be a part of my life, but I would need to see how a bitch was going to look first.
Right.
And you're not going to go up to Raven, just so intimidating. But at that time, 2004, 2005, the best drag was in the IE. And there was a club called Oasis in Upland.
Oh.
And I went there seeking for a drag mother. And I saw, Bug, Morgan, and then I saw Mayhem get on stage, and she did this Little Kim, How Many Licks? They had like this fountain in the corner with like this gross water that had probably been there forever, and she jumped in there, and she was like half naked. She was throwing the water around, and I was like, that bitch, I need her to teach me how to do drag.
Wow.
And I went up to her and I'm like, Miss Mayhem, you are so amazing. My name is Josh. I'm just like, I would love to try drag. And she goes, hell no.
Oh.
Hell no, you're gonna ruin your life. You're a trade, you're gonna ruin your life, and nobody's gonna wanna fuck you. And I was like, but like, I really wanna try this. So I went back consistent, 3 weeks. She finally gave me a checklist. She was like, hey bitch, you need lashes, because I'm not getting pink eye. You need your own foundation color because we don't have the same foundation color. And I was like, boom. So I got it, went to Payless, got my size 11s.
Good old Payless.
Yes, honey, it saved my life. And I get to Mayhem, she puts me in the drags, and you couldn't tell me I wasn't beautiful. And she gives me a CD book. What number are you doing tonight?
Wow.
I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, well, this is the way it works. If you win the competition tonight, it's an amateur competition, you can be my drag daughter.
Wow.
And so I'm like, okay, bitch. Jennifer Lopez, get right, here we go.
Bloop.
Boom. Go to Oasis, get to the stage, and who is the host of the show? Raja.
Wow.
Oh, I was gagged. I had remember seeing her at Oz a long time ago, and the statuesque beauty of Raja is just, for a little baby drag queen, it's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
She looked at me, what's your name? You're a supermodel. What are you wearing on your feet? And I'm like, well, I've got these like Payless shoes on, girl. She's like, well, you can't get on those stage with those. What size are you? 13. She took off her shoes, gave them to me to wear. I won the competition, and now I have 2 drag mothers.
Wow. Yes. Legendary.
And I'm gonna talk for myself for that one too, bitch, because I got some bad bitches.
that is no joke.
Yeah, lucky. I mean, they really didn't do much for me. Because,
they were busy.
I'm a boss-ass bitch. I like to do what I gotta do.
Right.
But they've always been there along the way for advice and just camaraderie and friendship and for people to talk to. It's, my family's pretty dope.
That is quite a pedigree, sweetie.
Yep.
And great to be able to look at their success and know that you can make that same path.
Yeah, well, the thing is, another thing about them is that a lot of people don't know is that I ruined both of them.
Did you?
Oh, yes, bitch. This was back in the day. RuPaul's Drag Race had not hit huge superstardom with season 3. And Raja got on the show. I knew she had won the show. And I was a publicist. So I was like, Ma, you need to get a MySpace. You need to get a Facebook. You need all these things, because back then it wasn't like that.
Right.
And she was like, okay, make it for me, blah, 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 whatever. So I make it, and I'm like, I have to call her. I'm like, okay, Ma, so what's your last name? Because you have to have a last name for Facebook.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I don't have a last name. I don't have a last name. I'm not gonna have a last name. And she's like, I don't want this then. I made it anyway. And I made it the same as her email, which was Raja Gemini.
Right.
And so now all over the world, people think that Raja's name is Raja Gemini, but I just made that up.
Now that is tea right there, sweetie.
Like, oh, sip that because there's more coming.
Keep it coming, sweetie.
I ruined Mayhem Miller's life too.
Okay, please let me know what happened there.
Mayhem, same thing. did not have social media. I was the publicist. I've always been the biggest drag supporter, so I'm always trying to help in every little way I can with any of my knowledge. So I'm like, you need a last name. She goes, I want my last name to be Bizzle. I was like, no, bitch, your last name is not gonna be Bizzle. How about let's do it this? We're gonna put it to my government name because she didn't want it to be her government name. So, and my full name was Joshua Miller.
Right.
So I gave her Miller as my last name until she figured out what she wanted it to be.
Right.
Now she is still all over the world internationally known as Mayhem Miller.
The family resemblance is strong.